At this point, most of my content is about reading, but I don't even care anymore. Hi, my name is SK, and this is what I read in 2025. I have a lot to talk about in this video, and first of all, I'm just gonna recap what I read this year. This isn't just gonna be what I read in 2025, this is also gonna be what I'm currently reading carrying into 2026 and my goals for 2026 pertaining specifically to reading, and I'm gonna be talking a lot about my reading journal. I love this. I started this journal, let me see, does it tell me? Started this in October. Halfway through October, I started this journal. I'm not that far in, as you can see. I need to finish writing about one book I just finished. So we're gonna talk about books a lot in this video, and I'm super excited. If you like this kind of content, subscribe, comment, tell me. I love talking about books. I love getting to talk. So I read 21 books this year, which was a really exciting thing to do. I read a couple books in January, February of last year, and then just completely took a break until September, and then I got back into it and was on the reading grind until the end of the year. I'm counting everything that was marked as finished on my Fable, plus 3 extras that I read for school. Those 3 extras were 1984 by George Orwell, Dante's Inferno, and Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Frankenstein is one of my top books of 2025. I don't have it on my Fable. I need to add it to my Fable, but it was beautiful. It was amazing. I would probably rank it 5 stars, genuinely. It was perfect. It was so good. It was so thought-provoking, and I could talk about the book for hours. The 2025 movie was stunning. It was a beautifully shot movie. Mia Goth, Jacob Elordi, Oscar Isaac, all phenomenal. The other books I have on my list of my top books this year, I just finished this one, The Crescent Moon Tea Room by Stacey Savinsky. I don't see enough people talking about this book. It is so sweet, it is so emotional. It had me on my toes. The entire time I was reading this, I could not wait. The second I put it down, I could not wait to pick it back up. It was beautiful. Her writing style is so... it is so easy to read, but at the same time it is so deep, it is so emotional, it is so vulnerable. And I loved that book with every inch of my being. Next up on my list of like my top books of 2025, The One of Us is Lying series. I talked about the series in my last video a lot. I love this series in my entire heart. I plan on rereading this in 2026 if possible, because I want to annotate them. This series, I love it so much. It's amazing. I also have The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Steven Chbosky. Yeah, I got it right. I still haven't watched this film. I need to watch this film. This is also a new copy I got. I have tabs in here because I want to annotate it. When I reread it, I will be annotating it, which I'm super excited for. This book, again, I could talk about for hours. I did talk about for a lot in my Books I Find No Fault In video, which you should definitely go watch. It's a great video. Yeah, I love this book. I recommend this to every person who loves like an easy to read story, but also one that has some depth. My last book that's in my list of like my top books of the year, you already know, A Girl is a Half-Formed Thing by Amir McBride. This was one of the first books I like fully annotated as well. And this book I could also talk about for literal hours. This book was so amazing. It was not your typical like novel. It's written in a stream of consciousness writing style, which I think is so interesting. And just the characters are so raw and real. The narrator is so raw and real, and it's just a heartbreaking story in the best possible way. I recommend this to every woman. Specifically, I think every woman should read this. The 2 books I'm carrying into 2025 are books I just got for Christmas, or I went shopping right after Christmas. So first of all, I'm reading Martyr by Kaveh Akbar. I really hope I pronounced that right. This story is beautiful so far. I am only 98 pages in, and it is just, I can see why so many people talk so highly of this book. It's a New York Times bestseller, National Book Award finalist. It is so emotional, it is so raw, these characters feel so real. The main protagonist, Cyrus, is so honest to the point that it hurts, and just the way this is written is also just beautiful. So yeah, I am loving every second of this book. Every time I put it down, I cannot wait to pick it back up. The other book I'm reading right now is Death at Morning House by Maureen Johnson. This is really interesting. I'm like not even 20 pages in. This one had a bit of a slower start, but this one is already, I can tell just by like the blurb on the back, the setup that I've already been given. It's going to be so good, and I am so freaking excited. I love a good murder mystery. This is completely unrelated, I need to finish the Knives Out movies because I heard Wake Up Dead Man came out. But I love a mystery, and I can already tell this is going to be so exciting, and I'm so excited to continue to read this book into 2026. So next, I'm going to talk about my reading journal. Like I said, I started this in October of 2025. It has been so much fun to do, and I just fill it to the brim with whatever I want. I talk a lot about the books I read. There's a lot of other spreads I added. I specifically did a spread for the challenge I plan on doing, which is the alphabet reading challenge. So I have 26 books on a list, and all of them start with each letter of the alphabet. For example, my first book, letter A, is going to be A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. Then I have Beautiful Boy by David Sheff, Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors, and so on and so on. I'm really excited for this challenge, and I am super excited to continue with this reading journal. It has definitely helped me. It's motivated me, and also I'm a super crafty person, and just getting to display what I've read and also have fun journaling has been really encouraging, and it's just been another fun hobby I can do to forget my phone exists for a little bit. In here I have a page. It's actually before my reading goal page, funnily enough. I have my 2026 goals for reading. So those are read at least 30 books. I believe I can do more than that, but 30 is the deadline. I have the 26 on my alphabet reading challenge, and then I have 4 extra on there. This list has already changed so much. I'm looking at this alphabet list, and this is already just so different to what I have lined up. But that's okay. We're allowed to change. That's okay. I have to read at least 30 books. If you do more, awesome, great. But 30 is minimum. I have another goal is to make more book content on YouTube, which I'm doing right now. I don't know exactly what that looks like yet, but I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm really excited. If y'all have any ideas, please comment them. I'll probably make a community post at some point, ask questions. I have annotate 10 books as my goal. I'm already annotating 2. Annotating is really fun for me because I get to make things look pretty, and also it helps me like really focus on what I'm reading, and it really helps me notice small details. Like, for example, Martyr by Kaveh Akbar talks a lot about religion. When I notice references to religion, or when I notice any kind of symbolism relating to that, I tab it. I have all my tabs I wrote on Sharpie on the back. So like I have a tab for the main character, for mental health, for modernity, things that are thought-provoking, new vocabulary words I learned, new quotes I like. So just being able to focus on the story in that way and really just take it fully in and appreciate it. I also have on here, read every single day. Some of those days may not happen, which I'm kind of scared for, but that doesn't have to be sitting down with a physical book. This could also be listening to an audiobook or like reading a Substack article. But yeah, it's just finding a way to fit it in every single day so that it becomes a habit and it becomes something I fall deeper in love with. The last thing I have on my list is listen to 5 audiobooks. Audiobooks are really helpful for me because I have ADHD, and multitasking is something that helps me focus more, which is part of the reason why I annotate as well. And being able to do something while still actively learning, still actively listening to a book is really helpful sometimes, because I still get to take in the story, but I also get to get stuff done. For example, I audiobooked Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie, and I audiobooked The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, and both of those are 2 of my favorite books. I want to audiobook more because my mom has an Audible subscription, and I don't want to let that go to waste. So yeah, those are my goals for this year. There are also a couple things that have helped me like stay accountable in my reading this year. One of those is the app Fable, which I know a lot of people in the reading space have been talking about. Fable, please sponsor me. But yeah, I just got a Fable Plus subscription, which gets you more in-depth statistics about your reading. It gets you more of that kind of thing. I'm the kind of person that really likes the statistics side of it, and I like to see the numbers because that makes me feel like I'm accomplishing something, and I like the tangible evidence of that. Fable is a tracker. Fable can make you a TBR. Fable is just it's also just a loving community. And it's just been amazing. I love the app to death. I've also been talking to friends about it and using YouTube to keep myself accountable, because I have these goals and I want to accomplish them. And having people in my life and on the internet, which is crazy parasocial, but I'm not going to talk about it, to hold me accountable and to keep me on task has been really helpful. So yeah, there's my 2026 reading goals and what I read in 2025. Of course, I didn't talk about every single book I read in 2025 because that would make a 2-hour long video. But yeah, it's been super great getting to fall back in love with reading, and I plan on continuing to pursue that. So I love you. Hope you have a great 2026, and I can't wait to share my reading with you guys. Love you to bits.